Na copyright Re Yaya Touré copyright, known as Yaya Touré copyright, is an Ivorian professional footballer who plays as a midfielder for English club Manchester City and the Ivory Coast national team. Touré copyright is known for combining passing ability and physical power with technique. A versatile player, he aspired to be a striker during his youth and has played centre-back, including for FC Barcelona in the 2009 UEFA Champions League Final. He frequently plays as a box-to-box midfielder for club and country and often switches from defensive and offensive positions throughout matches. Touré copyright began his playing career at Ivorian club ASEC Mimosas, where he made his debut aged 18. He was voted African Footballer of the Year for 2011, 2012 and 2013. His performances attracted attention from Europe, playing for clubs in various European leagues. Touré copyright played for Ivorian in Belgium, Metro Donetsk in Ukraine, Olympiacos in Greece, and AS Monaco in France. In 2007, Touré copyright moved to Barcelona, playing over 100 matches for the club and was part of the historic 2009 Barcelona team which won 6 trophies in one calendar year. Yaya Touré copyright then moved to Premier League club Manchester City in 2010, where he has since scored a number of key goals for the Citizens most notably the only goals in the 2011 FA Cup semi-final and final. Touré copyright has a distinguished international career with 82 caps for the Ivory Coast, representing the team in their first appearance in a FIFA World Cup, in the 2006 competition, and also played in the 2010 and 2014 tournaments. He is the younger brother of his Ivory Coast teammate Kolo Touré copyright. They also played together at Manchester City for 3 years, before Kolo was transferred to Liverpool in 2013. Early career, Touré copyright joined the ASEC Mimosas Youth Academy in 1996 on the recommendation of his longtime mentor Patrick van Riegendam. A prominent figure in the ASEC Academy was Jean-Marc Gueux. In 2001 Gueux invested heavily in a Belgian club, Ivorian, with the aim of using the team to showcase Ivorian players in a European league. Touré copyright moved to Ivorian in 2001, one of many ASEC players to do so in this period. By 2003 he was one of 14 Ivorians in the Ivorian squad. In the summer of 2003, Touré copyright had a trial with Arsenal. He started a pre-season friendly against Barnet on July 19, playing as a second striker and then moving up front in the second half. Manager Arsene Wenger recognised his talent but could not decide on his best position and described his performance against Barnet as completely average. The game finished 0-0 and the BBC Sport website said that he blotted his copybook by missing Arsenal's clearest chance of the game, heading across from Quincy Owusu-Abaye wide. Wenger was still keen to sign the then 20-year-old but Touré copyright had difficulties in getting a work permit. Ultimately, Touré copyright grew impatient and opted to sign for Ukrainian side Metro Donetsk instead, where he spent 1.5 years. Club career, Olympiacos. Touré copyright joined Olympiacos in 2005. He was described as the new Patrick Vieira by his older brother. Olympiacos won the double that season, and Touré copyright was one of their key players. His performances in Greece were impressive and attracted interest from many clubs. Monaco, after representing Ivory Coast in the 2006 World Cup, Yaya Touré copyright was signed by French Ligue 1 side AS Monaco in August 2006. Yaya had a difficult relationship with the incumbent manager, *La with Yaya claiming *La refused to play him in his preferred midfield position. *La was soon sacked with Monaco languishing second from bottom in the league. Laurent Benoit replaced him and Yaya became an influential player in the second half of the season, scoring 5 times to help haul the club out of relegation difficulties. Yaya had established himself as a key midfielder, and with interest from around Europe he decided to join FC Barcelona in the summer of 2007. Barcelona. Touré copyright joined Spanish side Barcelona for a $10 million and made his official debut for the club on August 26, 2007 during the league opener against Racing de Santander. In the 2007 Joan Gamper Trophy match against Inter Milan of Italy, Touré Copyright scored his first goal for Barcelona in a 5-0 victory. He scored his first official goal with Barcelona in a La Liga match against Athletic Bilbao on September 2, 2007, a 3-1 triumph for the Catalans. His first goal in the Champions League for Barra Section A was against Schalke 04 in the 2007 Euro 08 quarter-finals, securing a 2-0 aggregate victory and a berth in the semi-finals. During the early stages of the 2008 Euro 09 season, newly appointed manager Pep Guardiola favoured Sergio Busquets in the defensive role of Barcelona's midfield trio. In the 2009 Champions League Final, he played centre-back due to injuries and suspensions of first-choice defenders, despite having only played there twice before for Barcelona. In late June 2010, Barcelona confirmed that Touré Copyright would be allowed to leave the club in the summer. Manchester City. On July 2, 2010, Touré Copyright signed a 5-year deal with Premier League club Manchester City for a fee of around £24 million and was allocated squad number 42, which is the reverse of the number 24 jersey he sported at Barcelona, since Patrick Vieira had already been allocated that number. The move teamed Touré Copyright up with his elder brother Colo, who signed for City in July 2009 from Arsenal. On July 28, Touré Copyright made his debut for City in a pre-season friendly against Club Arma Copyright Rica, which City won 4-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw with the Mexican side. In his home debut on August 7, in another friendly match against Valencia CF, he was named man of the match. 2010 Euro 11 season. On August 14, 2010, Touré Copyright made his Premier League debut in a 0-0 draw against Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane. A week later, Touré Copyright impressed in the 3-0 defeat of Liverpool at Eastlands, forming a part of a three-man midfield with Gareth Barry and Nigel de Jong. On September 19, Touré Copyright scored his first goal against Wigan Athletic. The goal was scored in the 70th minute and Touré Copyright was assisted by Carlos Tevez, who also scored in that match. Touré Copyright had been seen to take up a more attacking position under Roberto Mancini and revelled in the position. He scored a brilliant left-footed drive against West Ham United and soon scored a second, which was later credited as an own goal because the ball rebounded off the post onto Robert Green's back and bounced in. He scored his third goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers in a delightful counter-attack move, with Touré Copyright making up 90 yards to latch onto the ball and fire it past the goalkeeper, with Manchester City eventually winning 4-3. Touré Copyright's fifth goal for City came on February 25 in a Europa League game against Aris. The goal was a deflected strike to make the score 3-0 to Man City. On April 16, 2011, Touré Copyright scored the only goal of the game in a man-of-the-match performance against Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. Touré Copyright continued his Wembley success by scoring the only goal in his side's 1-0 win over Stoke City in the 2011 FA Cup final, ending Manchester City's 35-year wait for a major trophy, and writing himself into Manchester City folklore in the process. 2011 Euro 12 season. The 2011 Euro 12 season began strongly as Manchester City lead the table for the majority of the season, with Touré Copyright playing a vital part in midfield. His efforts were rewarded as he was crowned African Footballer of the Year for 2011, an impressive achievement for a midfielder, since the previous 12 awards have gone to African forwards. On January 3, 2012, in a match against Liverpool, Touré Copyright scored City's second goal of the game, a 33rd-minute header from a David Silva corner. He was later fouled for the penalty that made the score 3-0 to City. On January 5, it was announced that Touré Copyright would be leaving to join the Ivorian national team for the Africa Cup of Nations and would miss City's FA Cup third-round clash with fierce rivals Manchester United. Commenting to Sky Sports News after being targeted by racist mobs throughout a UEFA Europa League tie at FC Porto in February 2012, Touré Copyright spoke of his love for playing football in England. "That's why we like the Premier League, it never happens there." As the 2011 Euro 12 came to close, Manchester City lost ground to Manchester United in the Premier League title race. After a defeat by Arsenal on April 8, 2012, an 8-point deficit had been established between City and leaders United, with most writing off City's chances of winning the league with 6 matches remaining. City, however, beat West Bromwich Albion 4-0, Norwich City 6-1, and Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0 with United slipping up, meaning the deficit at the top was now only 3 points with only 3 matches to play. A victory against Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium would move City to top on goal difference. The match was keenly anticipated as one of the most important matches the Premier League's 20-year history. Manchester City won the match, thanks to Vincent Kompany's headed goal just before half-time. Touré copyright's performance throughout the match garnered many plaudits in the media, describing his performance as dominant and magnificent. Touré copyright netted a brace on May 6 in City's 2-0 win over Newcastle United, moving 3 points above Manchester United with 1 game left to play in the Premier League season. Touré copyright played the full first half before coming off due to injury as City defeated Queen's Park Rangers 3-2 on the final day of the season, assisting Pablo Zibalta's opening goal in the 39th minute, to secure the first league championship for the Sky Blues in 44 years. 2012-13 season, Touré copyright started the 2012-13 season with a goal in the FA Community Shield in the 3-2 win over Chelsea in Aston Villa's Stadium Villa Park. This goal was followed up by scoring first for City in 2 games, against Liverpool at Anfield and against Queen's Park Rangers at home. In City's opening Champions League game of the season, away to Real Madrid, Touré copyright produced a stellar individual performance, assisting in Eden Dar's three-quarters eco goal and continually worrying the hosts. Despite his best efforts, however, City lost 3-2 to a late Cristiano Ronaldo goal. He also scored in the Manchester derby, making it 2-1 to Manchester United, but City eventually lost 3-2. On December 20, 2012, Touré copyright was crowned the 2012 African Player of the Year award at a ceremony in Accra, Ghana. It is the second time he has won the award. Touré copyright was said to be crying as he accepted the award. On February 24, 2013, after returning from the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations, Touré copyright scored the opening goal as City beat Chelsea 2-0 in the Premier League. On April 4, 2013, Touré copyright signed a new contract with City, keeping him at the club until 2017. On April 14, he was named Man of the Match as City again beat Chelsea, this time in the semi-final of the FA Cup, 2013-14 season. Touré copyright scored his first goal of the 2013-14 season with a free kick as City beat Newcastle United 4-0 in their opening Premier League game. In City's second home match of the season he scored in a similar fashion from a free kick against Hull City. His form continued with a goal from distance in the UEFA Champions League group match against Victoria PLZEA on September 17, 2013. On September 22, he scored the second goal in a 4-1 derby win over Manchester United and was named Man of the Match. His scoring streak continued when he scored direct from a free kick against Wigan Athletic in the third round of the Football League Cup. On November 2, he scored again direct from a free kick, this time in a 7-0 victory against Norwich City. The goal was his 5th in the league and 7th overall. His current manager Manuel Pellegrini has noted that Touré copyright regularly stays behind after training to improve his free kick technique. Under Pellegrini, Touré copyright has been promoted to vice-captain at Manchester City. He has regularly captained the team in the first half of the 2013-14 season in the absence of Vincent Kompany. On October 23, 2013, Touré copyright was the subject of racist abuse from CSKA Moscow supporters at the Arena Khimki in the group stage of the Champions League. On December 2, 2013, Touré copyright was named the 2013 BBC African Footballer of the Year. On December 4, 2013, Touré copyright scored twice for Manchester City in a 3-2 win at West Bromwich Albion. This took his tally of league goals to 7, his highest in a single Premier League season. On 2 March 2014, Touré copyright scored the equalising goal for Manchester City in the 2014 Football League Cup final against Sunderland. The match ended in a 3-1 win for Manchester City. On March 22, 2014, he scored the first hat-trick in his career in a 5-0 win over Fulham at Etihad Stadium. Touré copyright scored the third goal for Manchester City on March 25, 2014 in the Manchester derby at Old Trafford, powering City to a 3-0 victory over their local rivals. On April 13, 2014, Touré copyright suffered a groin injury and was substituted after just 19 minutes of a 3-2 defeat to Liverpool. Ontario. April 18, he was named as one of the 6 players on the shortlist for the PFA Player of the Year award. On April 27, 2014, he was named in the PFA Team of the Year. On May 7, Touré copyright scored his 20th Premier League goal of the season in a 4-0 defeat of Aston Villa, becoming only the second midfielder to score 20 goals in a Premier League season, after Frank Lampard. On May 20, his agent posted on Twitter that he had become unhappy at Manchester City due to the time it took City to give him a new deal in 2013 and was upset that no one from the club wished him happy birthday. His agent, Dimitri Saluk, told BBC Sport that Touré was very upset, and could leave City. Although on Twitter he firstly denied these rumours, he later tweeted, "Everything Dimitri said is true. He speaks for me. I will explain after the World Cup." International career. Yaya Touré copyright has been a regular member of the Ivory Coast national team since his debut in 2004. In 2006, he appeared for Les Permel La Copyright France in all 3 of the team's matches at its first ever World Cup. In the 2010 tournament, he again appeared in all of Quartier d'Ivoire's matches, scoring the opening goal in a 3-0 win over North Korea. Touré copyright has represented Quartier d'Ivoire at 5 Africa Cup of Nations tournaments. In 2006, 2008, 2010, 2012 and 2013. In the 2006 and 2012 editions, the team ended as runners-up. Touré copyright was named in the CAF's team of the tournament in 2008 and 2012. Touré copyright made his 3rd World Cup appearance during the 2014 competition, and captained the team in their opening match, a 2-1 defeat of Japan, in which he was named Man of the Match by FIFA. Style of play. Yaya Touré copyright plays primarily as a box-to-box midfielder, often switching from offensive and defensive stances as the match progresses. His key strengths are his passing and physical ability. He is known for his physical presence, which is often combined with lung-bursting runs from midfield, and has been referred to as a human train, and a colossus by various pundits. Touré copyright is frequently pushed forward during the latter part of matches, most notably in the penultimate match of the 2011 Euro 12 season against Newcastle United, where Touré copyright scored 2 late goals to win the match, and put Manchester City at the top of the league. Personal life. Yaya Touré copyright is a practicing Muslim, once turning down the traditional man of the match champagne after a league game against Newcastle United in keeping with his religious beliefs. He is the younger brother of Liverpool player Kolo Touré copyright and elder brother of Al Safa SC's Ibrahim Touré copyright, who died on June 19, 2014, after a short battle with cancer. In October 2013, Touré copyright joined a campaign against elephant poaching, becoming a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations Environment Programme. Awards and nominations. Touré copyright was nominated in the Personality of the Year category at the 2014 MTV Africa Music Awards. Career statistics. Club, as of March 25, 2014. International goals, score and result list. Ivory Coast's goals first, honours, club, ASEC Mimosas, Quartier d'Ivoire Premier Division, 2001, Olympiacos, Super League Greece, 2005 Euro 06, Greek Cup, 2005 Euro 06, Barcelona, La Liga, 2008 Euro 09, 2009 Euro 10, Copa del Rey, 2008 Euro 09, Supercopa de España +or -A, 2009, UEFA Champions League, 2008 Euro 09, UEFA Super Cup, 2009, FIFA Club World Cup. 2009, Manchester City, Premier League, 2011 Euro 12, 2013 Euro 14, FA Cup, 2010 Euro 11, Football League Cup, 2013 Euro 14, FA Community Shield, 2012, Individual, African Footballer of the Year, 2011, 2012, 2013, ESM Team of the Year, 2013 Euro 14, PFA Premier League Team of the Year, 2011 Euro 12, 2013 Euro 14, FA Community Shield Man of the Match, 2012, BBC African Footballer of the Year, 2013, References. External links, Yaya Touré Copyright Career Stats at Soxabase, Yaya Touré Copyright French League Stats at LFPFR, Yaya Touré Copyright Profile Goal.com, Yaya Touré Copyright Profile FC Barcelona, Yaya Touré Copyright Profile Manchester City, Yaya Touré Copyright at national-football-teams.com, Chris Bevan. From Abidjan to Etihad Stadium, Yaya Touré's Incredible Journey. BBC Sport. Retrieved February 17, 2014 A.